How's it going, everyone? We're here to check out some cool new previews of some upcoming building skins and talk about some other stuff. And yeah, we're just kind of here to look at the Dracula skin. It looks like it's not as light anymore. It's definitely a very dark kind of, I would say, look to the concrete now. A lot more kind of like water stains and wear and tear. But as you can see, as the light hits it over here, you know, it's concrete. So a lot of people still might feel like it's stone without kind of metal being put to it. Now, I don't know if these darkenings and so forth are going to be the only changes. Inside, I feel like you can see it the most. It's definitely way darker than it used to be. A lot of water stains and so forth, but we'll just have to see if they add anything that kind of makes it look metal-like. But as of right now, everything is literally just concrete. I mean, that is what Brutalist is supposed to be, so we'll have to see how that goes. But moving on with that, we do have a couple of things that I wanted to cover before we check out the Frontier and Gingerbread skin and how we kind of are going to go with that there. But coming up, besides these, there seems to be another DLC in the works. There's a Decor DLC of some sort. So think kind of like the previous DLC packs we used to get, where you get a bunch of items that you can just do something fun with. They don't really affect gameplay. It seems like this one's going to be focused on base decorating. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Right now, there's not any visuals or any items. It's kind of just a lot of basic commits like this. But hey, that's something coming up. I know a lot of people really want to decorate, especially after like the sofa and the hobo barrel came out and stuff like that. So it'll definitely be something I think a lot of role players will be very happy about. In addition to that, there is also a lot of work being done in a tutorial island. So this seems to be where new players will start when they start out the game, when Rust has the Nexus existing. Nexus is going to be the whole transferring between servers on a node kind of thing. We don't have a whole lot of details with that yet, but a ton of work has been going into this tutorial island lately. So hey, maybe they'll launch Nexus with a tutorial on a regular island and go from there. Who knows? One way or another, it seems they're putting a lot of work into it. So that could definitely be something that is worth keeping an eye on. The other thing is, does look like we have a new Halloween item coming as well. The Dracula Cape seems to be what they're working on. So you can probably expect that to be the new item for this Halloween. And most likely it will be the paid item in the item shop. Hopefully it's not something just like the ghost costume, which is temporary and goes away. It's always cool to get something new, and a cape would be something really awesome in Rust. So with that said, we'll go ahead and take a look at the Frontier and Gingerbread skin, and basically to explain how these kind of work, I'll kind of explain a little bit more, but these skins aren't something you can go ahead and choose, like this skin, currently here in front of us with the Brutalist skin, where you can go ahead and test out yourself on staging. They actually have to be manually spawned in with a map editor, so that they're like before even on staging. So they could be any time away. Don't think they're coming necessarily like the next update or any time like that. I mean, obviously the Gingerbread skin is scheduled probably for Christmas, so expect to see that then. That would make the most sense. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at them. Alright, so here we are, and I just want to say thank you to Bugs and Rustified for us to be able to see this, because I currently do not have the setup to spawn in this stuff yet. And so the way this works is these can't be previewed technically yet. If you go in and do map editing for Rust, these are in the files. So these were map edited in, so to say. That's kind of the super layman's way of putting it. So these can't actually be chosen on a building hammer yet. So they're probably still off pretty far in the distance, like I said. And right here you've got the first look at the first wooden skin here, and it's the Frontier skin. And yeah, this thing is really beautiful. If you go ahead and take a look down here, you can see you've got these little nice steps, and then you can make like the foundations kind of make like a raised up porch kind of thing. And the porch seems to be situational. Like with the steps here, it went away and you have this little like underbit. But then where there aren't steps, you have a covered area. So definitely very kind of interesting there. I think it really just depends on how you rotate the actual foundation. I want to say 2 sides are covered and 2 sides are open, and then you can kind of choose how that goes there. And then you've got your little half walls and so forth, window frames, And if you notice, everything kind of has a similar look to it, but it seems to also randomize. So I don't know if we're going to be able to choose it like we can with like a spray can or the hammer, or if it's just going to be at random, or if they're just going to choose on one of these textures and that's how it goes. You can kind of really see it here with the two roofs. Two exact same roofs, but very different look to them. So that's kind of something to consider. Definitely like the little rope there. And if we come on inside, you can see some spiral stairs. And I think the inside's really interesting. It really just kind of looks like a really old kind of house. And I think they did a good job on that. Floors also seem to be the same, it looks like, but it's based on the direction you're facing as you place them. So you kind of get that random look from that there. But yeah, there you go. Like the Frontier skin. I mean, hey, there it is. You can see kind of like an example over here. This is like the non-randomized walls, I guess. So yeah, I don't know how the walls are exactly going to work with that. It does look like there's different versions of them for sure. So it'll be very interesting to see how that works. The inside seems to generally look the same, however. But yeah, you can definitely see that there is quite a difference to this versus this right here. So, very cool. And then, of course, we've got the gingerbread skin, which Hulk had to actually go and make a comment on Twitter saying, no, this is not a permanent skin. It'll be something that everyone can use during the holiday. So since it's gingerbread, I'm assuming it's set up for Christmas. And yeah, you can see the whole thing is just kind of made out of like a little gingerbread house. Frosting on the windows and everything included. And if you go ahead and head inside, all of the edges are chocolate bars, and they're called Rusties, I guess. And yeah, you've got the frosting and so forth. But yeah, all the frames and so forth are all little chocolate bars connected. And if you go and take a look at steps, you've got a big old candy cane in the middle of the spiral stairs, and then chocolate for the steps all the way down, which I thought was pretty neat. Regular steps also chocolate. So there you have it. It looks like this is going to be a temporary little skin. Also, there seems to be a gingerbread block. Stone barricade. There we go. Stone barricade. That was something else that popped in there. So that may be a new item. Kind of like there's the ice barricades. So hey, there's that. But those are the two other skins so far. And yeah, that does it with this Frontier skin. That makes it officially one for every tier. So how do you guys feel for that? And do you think they might do a bundle? I don't know. I think a bundle would be something cool for sure. But there we have it.